welcome back to
Bunso Bites.
I'm your host, EP47.
And I'm your co-host, Chiggy.
Hi, Chiggy.
Hi, Ami.
Wow, it's been a week.
It's been a while.
Because we did pre-record a little bit in anticipation for this week.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of. I think we should have pre-recorded a little bit more, but it's okay. Yeah, we have had a lot going on the last couple days.
Mm-hmm.
Just yeah, I would say a week or so, a little bit longer than a week. So it's been not bad, but definitely crazy. I literally slept straight for, I want to say like 14 hours the other day in recuperation. It was kind of a lot. But not in a bad way. For context, Chiggy and I as this is my update, I guess, hopping right into it. We had our wedding shower this past weekend, and it was wonderful and glorious and amazing and lovely, and so many wonderful, wonderful people were so kind and generous to us and spent their afternoon with us, and we played games. We ate so much dessert. It's amazing. I still have leftover dessert, and it's amazing. So, yeah, it's been really, really fun. We also got to spend some time with, people came from out of town to come to our wedding shower.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Mo. Shout out to the parental units. And it was just a lot of fun. I mean, exhausting, but in a good way. I mean, exhausting because it was nice to see everyone. It was nice to spend time. And one of my friends said it too, where, and I don't think it's something that you or I ask for very often, but it was really nice when it was a really nice weekend where we were being celebrated. So many people were expressing their love and their kindness and their generosity to us, and it was, yeah, I mean, I'm still reeling, and I'm still a little bit overwhelmed by everything that happened. Not in a bad way, just it takes me a little bit longer to process social things, I guess. And it was amazing. I couldn't have asked for a more perfectly / imperfect, but like it was imperfect in the perfect way, if that makes sense. All the things that may or may not have been in my control didn't really matter, because it ended up being better regardless, solely because of the people that we spent the time with. So I'm very, very grateful. I'm still processing, I'm not gonna lie. It was funny, a lot of people were like, oh, so many people have posted about it, but you haven't posted about it. And I'm like, genuinely, it's because I'm still like living through, like in it, and I'm still processing it. And that's not to say that I'm not grateful to all those who helped and who made our day or the whole weekend really very, very special. It was such an overwhelming response to this like event that I'm still just reeling in a good way, in a very, very good way. So, yeah. Oh, also, super extra side note / tangent. The government opened up, so like, yay! I have a job again, guys. Not that I never not had a job.
Double negative.
Not that I didn't have a job when the government was shut down. But like, I'm getting paid to do my job now, which is fantastic. We love that. It's not an actual solution. It was a continuing resolution, or a CR, commonly known as a CR. All that means is they kicked the rock down the road. So we're going to run into the same problem in January. Hopefully they will not shut down, and they will just vote and actually pass the budget. But that is neither here nor there. That is a January AMI problem. So we're just going to keep rolling. And, it's been a crazy couple of, how many days has it been open? A week now? A little over a week, something like that. So everyone is very much still in adjustment phase. A lot of people lost access to things. A lot of people did not update their computers. There are so many things that happen, and you're just like, all right, just keep my head down and keep chugging along. But I am very grateful. I have my job. I am doing my job. I will and am getting paid for my job.
Yay!
How are you, Chiggy? How you been, buddy?
All right. So, I don't have a good update. I'm going to tell a little story of why I'm like this right now. So one day I came home from work and I was washing dishes. And in the corner of my eye, I see something. And I'm just, not alarmed yet. But then I look over and
your peripherals.
Yeah. I look over and I'm trying to track where it is. And I see it. It's a wasp. I'm just like, oh, crap. What are you doing in my house? Yeah. And I'm just like, okay. I'm actually done washing the dishes.
Yep.
I can, try to kill this thing.
Yep.
But I don't have the fly swatter. The fly swatter is upstairs.
Yes.
And then I'm not wearing any slippers. I'm wearing socks. So I'm just like, well, I can't smack it with anything. So I'll look around. Best thing I can get is a paper towel.
Sure. So
I grab a paper towel, and I'm still like maybe a couple of feet behind it still. It landed on the kitchen counter.
Okay.
And I'm behind it.
Facing away from you.
Yeah. So I'm getting ready to like spring forward and smack it. And I get ready, spring forward, smack it, dislocate my knee. So I dislocate my left knee. And as I'm pushing forward to smack the wasp, I'm breaking my fall with my left hand. Yep. And so my left hand slams into the kitchen counter. And that's why my hand is not working as properly. I can't really clench my fist that well. But I'm slowly getting range of motion back.
Yeah.
My knee's banged up. It dislocated real quick, and then I pushed it back in real quick. Right after I slammed into the counter. And it's been over a week now.
Yes.
And the pain is now just rushing in.
Yeah.
So for a whole week, all I had was just fluid in my knee and swelling in my hand.
Right.
And now I feel the pain of it a week later.
Yeah.
So it's still a long road of recovery for me, but this is something I'm kind of used to already. Throughout the years of my life, I've always been on crutches. So at least once a year. So it's nothing new to me. Maybe it is to Ami, but
I don't know about new. It's happened every year, if not multiple times a year since we started dating.
Yeah. So that's my update.
Yeah, y'all, when I tell you it was not pretty, because I was out running errands, I think. I wasn't at the house with you, which, by the way, like the whole thing of a wasp being in the house, there, I'm 90% sure there's a nest that's under the rafters by the kitchen.
That's a bunch.
Yeah, I was about to say, which is probably how and or why it was able to get in. But I was out running errands. I think I was on the phone with Janice or Kelly or something, and just like chit-chatting and like trying to get some stuff ready because, getting ready for the wedding shower. Just got to pick up the last couple things, looking for like cute plates or something. I don't know. Then I get a text, just, what did you say? Babe, I'm hurt. And then your next text says, I dislocated my knee. And I'm in the middle of the store, holding and comparing 2 plates, looking at my phone. And I'm just like, okay, guess I need to go home now. And I put the place down. I text or I tell whoever I'm on the phone with, I'll call you back. And I go to the register, make my purchases. Although there was a part of me that was like, oh no, because you texted, I'm okay. Or like you said something after that. You're like, I'm fine. I popped it back in or something. So I was like, okay, I can make said purchases, get back in my car and drive back to the house. And then I come in and you were sitting somewhere.
I was sitting on the bed.
Yeah, you were sitting and you were just like, I'm fine. I'm like, no, you're not. And y'all, I was like, this is all in preparation for the wedding shower. Like, literally, I was like, couldn't have happened at a worse time. And obviously, like, what's more important is his health and safety and recovery. Like, that's not a question. But it was also just like, this poor thing was just hobbling along and trying his bestest to not fall that whole party. Thankfully, you were able to kind of sit by the speaker most of the time because you kind of just became makeshift MC.
Yeah.
Which was great for me because I did not want to do that. But what it did, unfortunately, cause was there was a bunch of pictures that I took and you weren't with me because it was just going to be a lot of effort for you to go back and forth and back and forth. All of that to say, something that it did not remind me of, but just kind of like I remember reading about that and now I understand why. The reason why couples make like I don't know if you know this or have heard this, a lot of couples will make a very intentional decision to stay with each other the whole day for the wedding. So, I mean, outside of maybe like going to the bathroom or, changing into, if you have a second dress or if you're going to change out of your suit for the reception or whatever, but spending like the whole ceremony, you guys are up at, you're going to be together. And then during the reception, sticking together so that whenever you take pictures, it's together. Whenever you're greeting people, it's together. And so that you guys have the same memories of the day. Vice if you separate, which is what happened at our wedding shower, because I was entertaining guests, you were entertaining guests, you were emceeing, I was talking to people, whatever. And I kept getting dragged to take photos. And I could run and like be like, yeah, I could take a photo really quick. But then I would turn around and I'm like, I can't really ask you to stand up and hobble over. Because a lot of people, unfortunately, the timing of our wedding, well, not unfortunately, it was to be expected. A lot of people were kind of in and out of our wedding shower. We scheduled it on a day where most people were available, but obviously weekends are very, very busy for people taking care of different things. And so we had friends coming in and out at different times. And so I know for a fact that a lot of the pictures that were taken, you were not able to join me. Which I don't know if you feel bad about it, but I wish I could turn back time and make that different. Like I would much rather, because it's our wedding shower. Like why would it be our wedding shower and I'm the only one taking pictures? All that to say, it was lesson learned for on the day of the wedding. Like we're sticking by each other. Like I don't want us to be more than, a hand's reach away from each other so that if, so-and-so is greeting us, if so-and-so is whatever, we are together, we answer together, we take a photo together, we experience the day together. Especially considering that our wedding is significantly larger than we anticipated it originally being. I don't want either you or I to get lost in the sauce of it. Because then that kind of, the whole point of us getting married is like, hey, we're getting married, like togetherness, to become one, or whatever, I don't know. So, yeah, it was just, that's what I took away. That was my lesson learned from that experience. And again, not in a negative way. We had a beautiful, wonderful, amazing wedding shower. And, we're so grateful to all the people who helped us put together. That's not what I mean by it at all, by quote unquote having a regret. It's more of just, oh, okay, I understand why. Or, now that I've experienced this type of an experience, I understand why it's important for us to stay together. Or if anything, I could have made it so, oh, you want to take a picture? Let's take a picture over here. So then, I could be with you versus, because we had a photo set up and that's where people were taking pictures with me, which was fine. But then because you were over by the speaker and the microphone, which is across the room, it got lost in translation. But yeah, otherwise, great weekend. Great stuff at work. Bad things with your dislocated knee. But, I think you are recovering because you went from 2 crutches to 1.
Yeah.
Halfway there. That sounds so bad. But, just, I see you're able to be, like, I see the changes each day in a good way. Obviously, I'm very frustrated and upset that you are hurt. I never want that to be the case. But as we've said, it is not an uncommon thing. So we just roll with the punches. And all of my relatives have instructed Chiggy that the week before our wedding, he is on bed rest so that he does not hurt himself right before the wedding. So that's the goal. I don't want anything to happen right before the wedding because, Oh man, that'll be really hard to handle. Yeah, I don't know if I could cope with that. Not because I don't love you. It's just our wedding is gonna be a lot, so it'll be really hard to feel like you're not there to be there, but also like, and you wouldn't be enjoying it, which I would hate. Like, after all the effort we're putting into this very big and special day, I would hate for you to not be able to enjoy it just as much. Yeah. So that's our update. It's been a long and crazy week, and good things and bad things, but life is lifing, and
life is lifing.
We are thriving in our own ways, but we're thriving. That turns us to our topic, which maybe is not necessarily as timely as it could have been. It was something that kind of came up a couple weeks back, but obviously Chingy and I have been incredibly busy, and we had meant to make this an episode, like I said, a couple weeks back. We just didn't get around to actually recording this particular episode. And it was something that you sent me, actually. And I kind of knew, but I didn't know the depths of it. So, actually, no, I'll have you start since you sent it to me anyway.
So sure. No problem. So this episode, I was watching Up and Preach.
Yep.
And they were going over a clip that they saw from New York. And so the mayor-elect, Zoran Mamdani, he's being interviewed, and he's eating food. It's like a plate of rice. And as he's eating it, he takes a handful of rice and eats it. Instead of utensil. Yeah. And that sparked outrage on the internet.
Outrage is wild, but yes.
And so this is what we want to talk about: eating rice with your hands.
Or, well, as a generalization, eating with your hands. Yeah. The idea of eating with your hands. Now, we are, as we've stated before, Filipino American. And in Filipino culture, we have something called Kamayan, which is not just eating with your hands, but it's the like a whole table is set out, and food is placed just on the table. Well, there's banana leaves, and then food is placed in a very communal way. There's rice, there's ulam or entrees, there's, and everyone sits down, normally as a family, if not as like a community, a neighborhood, whatever it may be. But generally your family, because your family is probably too big enough as it is. And you sit down around the table of banana leaves full, like the table is groaning with food. It's normally so much food. And you eat with your hands. And that's something I grew up with. Is that something that you grew up with or that you just knew about?
I've actually never experienced it before.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. Bucket list. We need to do Kamayan. Now, granted, I will be transparent. It's not something that I would do at home with my immediate family of 4. Like, not with my mom, dad, and brother. But whenever we would go home to the Philippines and there was a celebration, or there was, it could be like New Year's, it could be someone's birthday or anything to celebrate. Oh, we went to a pool house or something, and we're just all together. Generally speaking, we would do Kamayan. Because it was easier, because there's less dishes, because 9 times out of 10, the way the food is set up, you don't want to waste the food, so everyone ends up eating all the food. And that's just it. And it's the best way to eat, because it's such a... they always say that food is such like a unifying language, or like it brings people together. Kamayan is the epitome of that. It is bringing people together for a shared experience of good food. You're talking, you're laughing, you're joking. I mean, it's the best of the best, and it's always like really, really good food. My favorite Kamayan is eating seafood, because obviously to like peel and take like fish or shrimp out of their shells or like off the bones, removing Tanika's bones, you know, eating the fish head, like, you know, all those things. It's so much easier and better to do it with your hands. And I've been doing that since, I don't know, for as long as I remember. I don't know. I don't really have a, you know, again, it's not an everyday occurrence for me particularly because I grew up in the States. But whenever I was at home, that it was not uncommon. It was not outrageous or weird. Like it was very much part of my experience or my upbringing, so to speak. And it is we're kind of biased specifically to like Filipino culture, but it is a common Southeast Asian type of I don't want to say ritual, but like a custom. Eating with your hands is not abnormal for us. Now, that being said, I can see how if you didn't grow up eating with your hands and you grew up eating with silverware or using utensils, even chopsticks maybe, it may be disconcerting to eat with your hands. But there's also this really cool thing called washing your hands, which means your hands are clean so you can eat with them. I distinctly remember, and this is such like a very hyper specific memory. Please let me know in the comments down below if this is just me. So eating rice with your hands can be easy, but it can also be really, really difficult if you don't know how to do it. And there's like a specific way you grip it and the specific like how you scoop, and then you use your thumb to like scooch it in your mouth, essentially. If you're bad at eating with your hands, you can't do that. And it gets everywhere and you get rice all over your face and you look like a fool. If you're good with eating at your hands, it's a very clean and efficient process. If you can't do it, we all make fun of you. Like the first couple times I did it, again, me being the Phil Lamb in my family, and like I would come back home and whatever, you know, people made fun of me because, oh, she doesn't know how to eat with her hands. She's so silly. She's so ignorant. She doesn't know what she's doing. And you best believe because of that, I learned real quick how to properly eat with your hands and how to do it cleanly. Particularly with like Filipino food, it can get like really dicey because we have something called sabaw. And sabaw makes rice slippery. Obviously, what's soup. It's stock. Like, you know, whenever you have, and so if you put sabaw in your rice, it makes it soupy. How are you supposed to scoop something soupy with your hands? It's possible. There's a way to do it. And if you don't know how to do it, you're clearly uncultured. You uncultured swine. And so as a child, I had to learn really quick. But then to me, it's so ironic because you're saying, oh, there's outrage on the internet because he's eating with his hands. And I'm like, yeah, there was outrage with my family because I didn't know how to eat with my hands. And I was the one who looked a fool. So all that to say, so back to the video. Chiggy had sent me the video and was like, what do you think of this? And immediately, like, I was incensed because I was like, are y'all serious? Like, are you actually upset about this man eating with his hands? And it got so bad that apparently, because he's a Democrat, and so apparently a Republican had told him to go back to his home country, which is wild. Like, I don't know how or why we got to this point, because I'm just like, the man's just eating. And this is the one point I wanted to make, and I wore this sweater very specifically because it's my Texas sweater. So y'all know I went to Texas a couple weeks back, and I got this really fun sweater with my best friend. But when you're at Texas barbecue, Chiggy, I'm just curious, what do you use to eat?
Your hands.
Tell me we're crazy. I'm like, we eat barbecue with our hands. We eat chicken wings with our hands. Why is eating rice and ulam any different from that? I do not see a difference, and it's crazy to me that the world does see a difference, because I'm just like, we're just eating with our hands. Like, if anything, honestly, true, like, I mean, this is how I genuinely feel. you know, I see a lot of people who will, like, when they go to restaurants, they, like, check their utensils because they're like, oh, is it clean? Is it clean? Guess what? You can hand sanitize your hands. Your hands are clean. You can eat with your hands. Done. What's the problem? I don't see what the problem is. Now, if you're too uncultured that you can't eat with your hands, that's a you problem, not the world. I got really incensed really quickly. I got so mad so fast.
Yes, you did.
But, like, I mean, am I crazy? I don't know. All of this is okay. What these are all of, like, my thoughts and reactions. What do you think about all this? As someone who doesn't necessarily have Kamayan experience, but, like, you grew up in a culture that, like, exists around Kamayan.
Yeah. So, like, if we were to go out and eat, let's just say Olive Garden. Okay. We usually get soup, salad, breadsticks.
Yeah.
Okay. None of those things, other than the breadsticks, we're eating with our hands.
Sure.
Like, the soup, we're going to be using spoons. The salad, we'll be using forks. Breadsticks, we're using our hands.
Yes.
I mean, you could chop up breadstick and eat it, but I don't know. It doesn't feel right.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
But
Olive Garden breadsticks, extra salt. Not that I ask for extra salt. Let me rephrase that. It's just they taste like extra salt. That's all it is. It's carb with salt.
Yeah. I think it just depends on the type of food that you're eating.
Sure. Yeah.
Like, I would say a majority of the world, when they're eating rice, they'll eat with utensils. Only because they don't know how to use their hands to eat the rice with.
Sure. I'm going to argue. And I don't know the stats on this. I really don't. Because I don't even know all the countries in supposedly Southeast Asia that do this. But I will argue that, arguably, Western culture tends to use more utensils. And I say that with, like, the caveat of people, and I'm just going to say, like, China, Japan, maybe South Korea, they use chopsticks for everything. Cooking, cleaning, whatever. Like, you could literally use chopsticks for everything, to pick up anything. And that's, like, the simplest form of utensil, in my opinion. Vice, in, like, here in the States or in different assorted European countries, they need a knife and a fork and a spoon and a salad fork and a this and a that and a this and a that. And it's just like, y'all make it too complicated. Y'all clearly don't know how to eat. Just shovel the food in your mouth in the easiest, most efficient way possible. But it's kind of one of those things that it's like, it's not that I don't think anyone's right or wrong. I think it's wrong to say that someone is wrong, if that makes sense. If you want to eat with a fork and spoon, cool, live your best life. Or wait, people eat with fork and knife. We eat with fork and spoon because that's what we grew up with, because we have good food. Because that's how we grew up. So we use fork and spoon because that's how we grew up. But I know a lot of people use fork and knife majority of the time, unless they have, like, a bowl of soup. And so I feel like however you want to eat that way. But don't yuck someone's yum. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if you have Kamayan and you come over to my family's house and we treat you out to, true, authentic Kamayan, that'll be some of the best food you dang had in your life. I'll tell you that right now. Straight up. Like, because, and that's the whole point. Like I said from the very beginning, Kamayan at its core is about bringing everyone together. From the eldest to the youngest, from the highest ranking to the lowest ranking. Like, doesn't matter. You all sit at the same table. You all eat the same really delicious, amazing, good food. And you have a good time doing it. But I digress. Continue your thoughts. I'm sorry. I just keep going off because I'm so mad about this.
Yeah. So there's, like, the main debate, just it centers around of, what is the correct way of eating rice.
There is no correct way.
Right?
You just eat it.
And, like, of course, us, because we're used to eting with our hands.
Sure.
Or
it's not uncommon for us to see it or experience it.
Right. We don't see anything wrong with that clip.
Yeah.
And, whereas the rest of the world, they don't eat rice with their hands. And, that's why they have outrage. And to me, like, I don't care. Like, if the man wants to eat rice with his hands, let him.
Yeah.
why is that any of your concern, or why do you feel outraged that the man is eating with his hands?
Mm-hmm.
Like, are you feeding him? Are you taking care of this man? Are you shoving food into his mouth?
I was like, are you even sitting at the table where this man is eating?
Right.
Probably not. Yeah.
So, like, I don't see where the outrage is coming from. Now, there is debate, like, Southeast Asians, they do use their hands to eat rice, whereas the rest of Asia use utensils.
Chopsticks.
And it kind of forms of sort of elitism between Asian countries.
Sure.
But I'm just like, why does that matter?
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure when everyone was a baby, what did you use to put food into your mouth?
A bottle.
Well, the baby itself, what did they use to put food into their mouth?
Oh, their hands.
Their hands. Yeah. And so, like, when you're being fed by your mom or your dad, and then you just leave some food out for the baby, what do? They just grab it, put it in their mouth.
I'm thinking of that one, like, really cute baby video where the baby's eating the Cheerios.
Mm-hmm.
He eats one, and then he throws the other one so that his mom will get it, and then he'll eat another one and then throw it.
Nice.
That's so funny.
But, like, I've seen comments where, like, oh, it's so savage to eat rice with your hands. We, as Asian person, we've never used our hands to eat rice with. That's some lies.
Wait, did you just say savage?
Yeah.
Like, are we going back to 1995 Pocahontas? I don't even know what that's the year. Where they were called savages? Are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
People are so crazy. Like, what? What? For why? For why? Just like you said, there's none of your, first of all, it's none of your business. Second of all, you're not eating with the man. You're not feeding the man. Let the man eat. Like, hello, if anything, the first thing I noticed in that video was that rice looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
Because I do not generally like basmati rice, but his basmati rice looked really fire because it was cooked correctly. Not a lot of people could cook basmati rice correctly. I digress. But it's like, for people to equate that to lesser than, or like you were saying, it's like this weird elitism.
Yeah.
It's like, for why? For why? Mm-hmm. Why is the world still like this? It is 2025. It makes absolutely no sense to me. I don't get it.
I mean, I don't care either way. I just, for all of those clapping back saying like, oh, you're a savage, use a spoon, whatever. Like, why?
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't matter. Let the man eat how he wants to eat.
Yeah.
I'ma eat the way I'ma want to eat, and you can eat the way you want to eat.
Yeah, for sure.
Just like Joey Swole says, do better. Mind your business.
Who is this?
Joey Swole. He's a fitness influencer.
Cool. Yes.
Okay. I'll show you a video.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you know what? As you were talking about this reminded me. I did have one, I don't want to say negative experience, but I did have an experience where someone viewed Kamayan negatively.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember, like, in that moment, and again, maybe in this particular situation, I was in the majority, as in, like, all of us were eating Kamayan and this one person just wasn't. And they just, like, couldn't understand it. And I remember thinking, I was like, ew, he's so backwards and he's so old and he's so, like, I was like, it's his fault that he's wrong. But again, I was in the majority in that particular situation. And I wonder if I would have felt differently or I would have experienced that moment differently if I wasn't. Because essentially what happened was we were having a Kamayan and, like, big group of us. And then there was this one guy there's a bunch of us were Filipino. A bunch of us were other assorted Asian. And then there was one guy who was not. And you could tell he just was not used to the custom of eating with your hands, mm-hmm. which is fine. Like, I don't think any of us made him feel like he was other in any way. If anything, we were trying to welcome him to join us. But he just could not get past the idea of eating with your hands. Like, you could see on his face, he was trying to not look disgusted, but he looked disgusted. And again, because I was in the majority, like I was with all the people who was eating Kamayan and it was fine and we were enjoying ourselves and we were having the time of our lives, I was like, ugh, he's missing out. He's the one who's at a loss. He's the one who can't even grow up and be mature enough to just be like, let me try a new experience. And it's so funny to me. That was 10 plus years ago that happened to me. And it's crazy now that 10 plus years later, you know, now in 2025, the world still sees it that way. And I'm just like, that's crazy. Like, I don't know. I thought we were cultured enough, friends. I thought we were, you know, I don't know. I thought that we were, what's the word? Like, it is not an unknown custom. We know that Filipinos do it. We know that Southeast Asians do it. We know that Indian people do it. We know, you know, like, I think in Thailand and Laos and Vietnam, all of them, I'm pretty sure they all eat on some sort of like banana leaf or like some sort of whatever, and you eat with your hand, and it's not weird. If anything, that's just part of your everyday life. And it's a lot easier to wash your hand than it is to wash 30 spoons for your 30 family members. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, and it's just, it seems silly to me that people can't wrap their heads around it. Obviously, I'm very, very biased in that thought. But I also just feel like it's like the whole purpose, at least for us, again, speaking specifically about like Kamayan and Filipino culture, is it is a welcoming thing. We welcome everyone to the table. Rich, poor, old, young, whatever state you are in. There's a good meal in front of you. Let's eat. Like, that's what it is. And the idea that people would demean that or say that it's lesser than just because it's a custom that they're unaccustomed to is like, how close-minded are you that you can't even fathom doing something slightly different based on your cultural background? When that's literally like, I mean, we grew up here in the States, and it's like, that's literally everything about the States. I mean, we literally go to different countries every day, quote unquote, because we eat their food. In 1 week, we have had Thai food, we have had Vietnamese food, we've had Chinese food, we've had Japanese food, we've had barbecue, we've had, you know, like, and we've gone all over the place. We've had New York pizza, like, whatever it may be. And it's like, okay, like, and that all was, that was all able to happen. That was all able to exist because we were all able to kind of like meld together into a community. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say our community is like super extremely diverse, but we're pretty diverse because we can get different types of, you know, cuisine. We can meet different types of people enough times that it doesn't feel out of place. And so, again, just the idea that like we live in a place like this, but also there are just so many people who live in similar situations to us and they still find it unusual. I'm just like, grow up, dude. Like, it's really not that big of a deal, and it shouldn't have been that big of a deal. I think especially like that one guy when he called him out and said you should go back to your home country. It's like, seriously? Like, is that what we're resorting to now? Like, you know, what kind of low blow is that? What kind of unnecessarily low blow is that? If anything, like, he's just doing his thing and he's minding his business. Maybe you should do the same. Yeah. In essence, you know. If you want to disagree, sure, disagree all you want. You don't have to eat with your hands, but I'm going to tell you right now, we probably got better food than you. I'm being so real, man. You know, it tastes better with your hands. It makes the experience. It really does. I cannot tell you this whole episode. I'm just thinking about all the Filipino food I want to eat right now. I am craving tosilog so bad right now. I want that. I want sinigang right now. I want my mom's paksu. Like, I want all of that. But, yeah. Do you have any final thoughts?
Yeah. One thing that I did think about, like, while we were talking through this episode, how do you feel about drinking out of bowls?
Oh, yeah, it's fine.
Right?
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that, right?
No, I used to, Japan. I did it all the time.
Right. So, like, I don't know if, like, the Western world would feel some type of way, like, you see people drinking out of bowls.
How do you drink soup if you don't have a spoon?
I don't know. I'm just saying.
As a girl who loves soup, not having a spoon does not stop me.
Yeah.
I will have my soup and I will enjoy it. Spoon or no spoon. I mean, that's how I see it. I mean, I'm genuinely thinking about, like if I had, like, a miso soup and, like, maybe they didn't give me the spoon in time, I will drink that out the bowl. You know, even certain, like, green tea bowls, like the really, like, big ceremonial ones, they're pretty much like little soup bowls. You drink that. You know, I don't see how that's any different from anything else. You know, I'm just speaking about one culture in the Philippines. I mean, at least in, like, certain, like, communities in the Philippines, they use the coconut shells. That's a bowl, kind of, you know, like, because they use whatever was the natural resources in the area. So it's like, but they also use it as a bowl. So, like, they'd put soup in it, but also they'd put a drink in it. Or they would drink the coconut water. So it's like, why would that be any different? So, yeah.
I mean, I didn't find it weird, but I noticed, like, Korean culture, they do serve, like, some type of drinks in bowls.
Yeah.
And, you know, I don't know if some people feel weird about drinking out of a bowl. It kind of makes them feel like they're an animal. But
do not use these violent words with me. I say as you're just explaining, like, you're not even saying it to me.
Yeah.
But that's so sad. Like, if that's how people genuinely feel, it's like, open your mind just a little bit. And not even in a, you don't even have to do it yourself. No one asked you to. But let me do me again. Don't yuck my yum. I will never yuck anyone else's yum. There are people in the world who eat spiders, like giant tarantulas. Will I ever? Probably not, because I cannot stand it. Am I going to, like, judge someone for doing that? Absolutely not. Like, that's their yum. I eat, you know, quail's eggs and, you know, stuff that, like, maybe not necessarily is common here. Or, like, you know, we eat chicken feet and, like, you know, different innards and stuff like that. That's not abnormal for us. I mean, we don't eat it very often. We only eat it when our parents cook it for us. But we'll eat it. It's not weird to us, you know. And I'm just like, and half the time when I've had my, you know, non-Filipino friends try chicken feet, like, especially, like, chicken feet that was made properly, oh my gosh, they go bonkers for it because it tastes delicious. And they wouldn't have known that if they didn't just try it. Says the girl who says we'll never eat spiders. I might try it just to say that I tried it. But, again, I'm not out here trying to yuck anyone's yum. Ever. Because that defeats the whole purpose of, like, learning and experiencing so many new things. I think that's something you and I, like, really like to do too. Just in, like, our everyday, where particularly if it's like a new experience or like a new thing or whatever, we try not to limit ourselves because we want to enable ourselves to learn something new, to do something, to experience something new, to taste something new, you know, test our senses, whatever it may be. And that's how we like to live our life, because we want our lives to be enriched and livelier and more colorful and fuller. You know, I don't want to inhibit myself just because I think something is not something I would enjoy, you know, but it doesn't mean anything. You know, it's like, how would I know? I can't know everything from the beginning, so I have to keep learning. And if I close my mind to that, then it's like, have I stopped growing? Probably. And that's unfortunate. And, you know, there's so much more to the world than just your own culture, your own person, your own people. Like, there's so much out there. It's sad to limit yourself and to think that other people that are different are not worthy of your time. Like, no, just take the 2 seconds to learn about it. If it's not for you, it's not for you. But you didn't have to mess with them. That's their business, you know? I don't know. That's how I see it.
Okay.
So we hope that from this episode you can, number one, take it into consideration that, you know, the world is really, really big and you shouldn't limit or inhibit yourself. But let us know in the comments down below. have you ever eaten with your hands? And what do you think of it, genuinely? Is it something that you would do or you wouldn't do? Why or why not? Again, we highly recommend doing it because especially when you're doing it with the right people, with really, really good food, it's absolutely worth it. I don't know. Leave me a comment. I'll bring you over to the house and we'll have Kamayan. I'm down to share food and share experience. But yes, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. We hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and we'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.